I didn't think I'd ever be making this video. What have I come to? I'm defending Kyle Busch, and for everyone to see, no less. This is Devil's Advocate, why Kyle Busch is NASCAR's most needed driver. So it's May of 2008. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is leading within the last 5 laps at Richmond. He's being challenged by a 23-year-old named Kyle Busch, and well, this happens.
Junior goes up the hill. Let's see if he can get a bite on the bottom of the racetrack. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway.
Ooh, man, that was tight off turn 2. He's got him. I believe he's got him this time. Oh, he turned him.
No.
Oh, he turned him. No.
As a Dale Jr. fan, I cringe while watching this every time. It reminds me of why I don't like Kyle Busch. With this moment, Kyle Busch officially took Jeff Gordon's spot as NASCAR's most hated driver as well. Whether it was fair or not, Kyle Busch became the villain of the sport in one moment. A title that he would keep all the way up to the present day of 2018, 10 years later. Over that time, Busch has only grown more polarizing with instances like these.
He put out the distress call. Lady Luck answered, and some other superhero like Captain Domination or something. Because he tore it up tonight, and let's see. Oh, he's going to do it. The guitar. That's a strong guitar.
We're going to hold you one lap. They said we sped. They said we sped to keep from going a lap down.
You heard it there. They're going to hold him one lap.
Maybe they actually changed right sides first. Now they're changing the left. Well, I mean, he was going to be a lap down either way. Well, I guess that's a little hand signal he's giving the NASCAR.
That moves Kyle Busch all the way up the racetrack. He has to catch it before he gets to the wall. And Hornaday catches the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Caution is going to come out. Both drivers trying to get by. Look like the 17 of Timothy Peters. They slid up the racetrack, and now Kyle Busch not happy at all.
It's all good, dude.
And Kyle Busch is going to turn the 33 into the wall. Our championship contender Hornaday in the wall.
Well, Kyle Busch should be parked for this race and maybe the rest of the season.
And of course the fans, my fans.
These instances are only the start of what makes Kyle Busch polarizing. What makes this polarization come into play is that Busch draws something to NASCAR that is almost a lost art. Controversy. Pure, unadulterated controversy. For over the past decade, drivers have either been too boring to draw controversy themselves or too scared. Love him or hate him, Kyle Busch is neither of those. He also is a generational defining personality, but also, along with all these, he can back it up. Kyle Busch has been one of the few drivers who over the last decade has been a threat to win almost every time he straps into the car. This makes it even more rewarding for fans who dislike Busch for when he struggles and or drops out of the race. On top of these, Kyle Busch also shows off an immense amount of talent on a regular basis. Like it or not, he's gonna go down as one of the best in history. I mean, look at something like this.
How sideways Kyle Busch is. That car's crashed. It's basically crashed. He putting down its own tire tracks. He saves it and unbelievably doesn't overcorrect. It's so easy for that car to turn back to the right. He works it back and forth. That is pure just ability and reaction.
Busch also is a driver who will move anyone out of the way. It adds to the fact that Kyle Busch also promotes himself in a way that purposely makes people hate him. He loves being the villain. He enjoys it, marinates in it. Kyle Busch fits into the same category as teams like the 90s Pistons or the 70s Raiders. He's going to win no matter how he does it. He doesn't care who sees him do it and how he does it as well. So why does this make Kyle Busch NASCAR's most needed driver? Because no one else wants to be in this role, and no one else loves it as much as Kyle Busch does. Guys like Joey Logano go hard for wins, but won't be a villain with the press and when it matters in front of everyone. Brad Keselowski will be bluntly honest like Kyle Busch, but has a code on the track and won't go as far as Kyle Busch will. Ty Dillon will crash anyone, but it's more of an accident than on purpose and going for wins. But Busch jumps willingly into the lion's den of being a villain for both the drivers and the fans and the press, and he lives up to it. That is why Kyle Busch is NASCAR's most needed driver. But that's just one take. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts in the comments below. Is Kyle Busch overhyped? Is he needed or is he not? Tell me below. Thank you all once again for watching. I'll see you tomorrow night on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast on my channel. And next week for the next episode of Devil's Advocate. But until then, have a good one.
And of course the fans, my fans,